After 2 seasons of dominance on arguably the best defense in college football, Mason Graham has cemented himself as a consensus top 10 prospect entering the 2025 NFL Draft. But even that still might undersell just how special of a player he truly is. To be a dominant defensive tackle at the next level, you have to affect the quarterback, and Mason Graham most certainly checks this box. He posted a PFF pass rush grade of 84.8 in 2023, and his pass rush grade on true pass sets was 90.7, which was the second highest of any defensive tackle in the country, only behind 2024 16th overall pick Byron Murphy. And his go-to move is his jab club, or the bob swat as I've also heard it called before. On this play, he's lined up as the 3 tech on the outside shoulder of the guard. He initially attacks upfield, and you can see his hip mobility on full display as he jabs into the B-gap to get the guard off balance, and then he clubs the inside shoulder to completely spin the guard around and win inside for the pressure. His loose hips afford him the ability to threaten both halves of offensive linemen, to throw them off balance, and to counter off his primary move. Here he jabs into the B-gap, selling the fake with both his head and his shoulders, then feigns back inside to sell his patented jab club, to club back outside, and he's able to dip his inside shoulder to reduce his target surface and finish to force the quarterback off his spot in the pocket. But to be a dominant pass rusher, you need a variety of ways to win, and Graham's bag has the requisite depth to be an impact pass rusher from day one. He possesses a deadly double swipe to beat the hands of offensive linemen shooting their punch. On this play, Graham is aligned as the 3 tech. As he fires upfield, the guard jumps out to set with high hands. Graham instantly recognizes the jump set and pushes off his inside foot to widen his rush angle and beats the punch on that aforementioned double swipe to win outside for the pressure. He also possesses a devastating spin move that he's capable of using as a counter off his initial rush plan, or setting it up by threatening the outside half of offensive linemen to win back inside. Here, he pushes off that inside foot to widen his rush angle versus the jump set of the guard, and he threatens into the B-gap to spin back inside to win for the pressure. So far, I've detailed his jab club, double swipe, and his spin move, but you can't dominate on the interior without a power element to your game. And Graham's low center of gravity gives him a natural leverage advantage to consistently be the low man and play with good leg drive to walk back offensive linemen into the laps of their quarterbacks and simply collapse the pocket. The highest mark of an elite pass rusher is the ability to seamlessly string together multiple moves on the fly to defeat multiple different blockers on a single rep, and he can also do that. But his technical prowess is only half of the picture when analyzing Graham's game. Bottom line, he is a freak athlete. Despite being listed at 318 pounds, which would place him in the 87th percentile of all NFL defensive tackles dating back to 1987, he moves like a man 30 pounds lighter. In Michigan's defense, he was often tasked with covering multiple gaps on stunts and twists. He has insane lateral agility and movement skills for a man of his size, and his bend and flexibility to run the arc and finish is absolutely absurd. On this play, he's lined up on the edge versus first-round pick Troy Fontano. He closes the distance to jab inside and flashes his inside hand and shorten the corner. He then clubs the outside shoulder and steps through with his inside foot to dip his shoulder and reduce his target surface to bend and run around the arc for the pressure. But while he projects as an elite pass rusher, no player is without their warts, and his warts are mostly associated with his lack of length. While exact measurements aren't available as of now, it's clear that he's below average in this department, and that lack of length limits his range and sometimes causes him to miss short of his aiming point. On this play, he sets up for that signature jab club that I've shown many times in this video, but his lack of length causes him to miss just short of his aiming point on the inside shoulder of the guard, allowing the guard to control his pads and prevent him from getting inside to make a stop on the QB draw. And due to him often being at a length disadvantage, offensive lineman can beat him to the punch and make first contact, sometimes derailing his initial rush plan. And it can also cause his rushes to stall out if offensive linemen are able to get a hold of his pads where he's not able to disconnect the hands and escape. But despite of how good of a pass rusher he is, he's even better in the run game. And this is where Graham separates himself. Consistently, he explodes upfield to shoot gaps and completely blow up runs behind the line of scrimmage. He also knocks back offensive linemen to reset the line of scrimmage, forcing running backs to declare prematurely. It is nearly impossible for backside offensive linemen to reach him due to his combination of block recognition, lateral agility, and twitch. Here, he's the 2-eye on the backside of the zone run, and Tyler Booker, the consensus top guard in the 2025 NFL Draft, attempts to get a reach on Graham, but he's just too quick, and he's able to knife into the A-gap and bring down the running back 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And being 318 pounds with his squarely built frame in combination with his low center of gravity makes him an incredibly difficult player to uproot and dig out on combos and double teams. He consistently plays with a wide base and low pad level to strike and control the post block, and does a great job turning his hips into the offensive lineman doubling down on him to anchor on his outside foot and resist pressure. He's able to sustain multiple blockers and allow second level defenders to stay clean and make plays on the ball carrier. But he isn't truly or purely just a space eater. He's able to maintain his gap responsibility, play with vision into the backfield, and get off blocks to make plays in the run game. On this play, he's the 3 tech, and Washington makes a GT counter call. Graham initially strikes the guard with proactive hands and a low, wide base. He then pivots into Faetano, who's blocking down on him on this deuce combo block. He sinks his hips to absorb the contact, then snatches the guard forward to escape the block and rally to the ball for the stop. Attempting to block him one-on-one is a fool's errand. He consistently plays with proactive hands to make first contact and land inside on offensive linemen, and when he lands, he jolts blockers to stand them up. He does a great job locking out, peeking into the backfield to play both his primary and secondary gaps, and then to shed and make plays. Here, he strikes the 352-pound Tyler Booker with great shin and body angle to completely stop him in his tracks. He then locks out to peek into the backfield and read the path of the running back. Once the back declares, he torques Booker to toss him to the side and makes the stop. And all these traits and skills are buoyed by his elite block recognition. He has a high level understanding of how offenses are trying to attack him. On this play, he recognizes the guard folding underneath the tackle, and with proactive hands, strikes Faetano on the pin block, and then beats the block to chase down the back in pursuit for the stop. But his length concerns do also rear their head at times in the run game. It can prevent him from adequately creating separation versus blockers, and at times allowing them into his frame and allowing them to control his pads. Here, despite landing inside on the guard, he can't create separation, which allows the guard to wrap around and control him, and then to torque him and to put him on the ground and completely wash him out of the play. Mason Graham has all the makings to be an elite defensive tackle at the next level. At 6'3", 318, he more than meets the size thresholds, and his combination of twitch, lateral agility, bend, and explosiveness for that size boggle the mind. He has a myriad of ways to put offensive linemen in the proverbial torture chamber. He wrecks one-on-one blocks in the run game, eats combos and double teams to muck up things on the interior. His only true setback is his lack of length, which does hinder him at times, both the rusher and the run defender, though sparingly. Truly, it would shock me if Graham was not a perennial Pro Bowl level to All-Pro level player, barring a serious injury. He is the real deal, no doubt, and should most certainly be in the conversation for the best player in the 2025 NFL Draft and a potential candidate to be the first overall selection. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like or comment down below and subscribe for future player breakdowns, and also turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the upcoming content from this channel. Thank you for watching.